Hi everybody and welcome to this lesson and indeed this new section. So we've just built a complete login system. Now in this lesson and those to come, we're going to use REST actions within the user's resource to add, edit, update and destroy or delete users. We'll kick off by giving users the ability to update their profiles. We'll follow this up by creating a list of all users. To close out this section, we'll add the ability to destroy users, which will mean removing them from the database. For this feature, we'll introduce an admin user with permissions to delete other users. The ability to edit user information is very similar to creating new users. Instead of a new action rendering a view for new users, we have an edit action rendering a view to edit users. Instead of create responding to a post request, we have an update action responding to a patch request. So while anyone can sign up, only the current user should be able to update their own information. The authentication system we have just built will allow us to use a before filter to achieve this. Let's create a new topic branch before we go any further. So here I am in my terminal. So git checkout B, what are we saying here? Updating users. So updating -users. There we go, switch to a new branch. And let's start with the edit form. To create this form, we need to fill in the user's controller edit action and the user edit view. The edit action will retrieve the necessary user from the database. We've seen previously that the correct URL for a user's edit page is users/1/edit. So remember that the ID of the user is available in the params ID variable. And we looked at that in detail in previous lessons. To get started, go to Controllers and the Users Controller. So over here on the left hand side, App, Controllers, Users Controller. Let me pull this down a little bit so we can see more of it. So here's our actions, new, show, new. That's a duplicate there, I can delete that if I wanted. There we go. Quick bit of refactoring. So we want to add in a new method now for the edit action. So here in line 20, hit enter a couple of times, def edit. Oh, what happened there? Edit. At user, so instance variable user equals capital U, user.find. We've seen this previously, user.find. So what user do we want to edit? Well, we want to edit the user or the current active user that has been logged in. So we need to find their ID. So params ID. There we go. And end. Perfect. Next, we need to build or write the user's edit view. So let's take a look at that. On the left hand side, go to App, Views, Users, and we don't have an edit view here, so we need to create one. Right click, New File, so this might be slightly different depending on your operating system or your text editor. So edit.html.orb. Okay, the code to come is going to be very familiar to you, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this lesson and come back when I have the code written in. See you in just a moment. Okay guys, so here we are back, and as you can see, this form looks a lot like forms we've used in previous lessons. Indeed, you'll notice in this code that we have reused the shared error messages partial from a previous lesson, here on line 7. So I'm not going to go through all of this form because it is very familiar to you. But you will notice here as well on line 24, we've also added in the ability to edit our Gravatar image. So thanks to the @user variable, the instance variable, the edit page should render correctly. The name and email fields should be pre-filled by Rails. This is done using the attributes of the existing @user variable. To close this out, let's add the URL of the settings link to our site navigation. We do this by using the named root edit_user_path and the current user helper method. So let's now go to App, Views, Layouts and the header partial. App, Views, Layouts, where's Layouts? Here it is here, and the header partial. There we go. Now what we want to do is we want to link to the settings, and that will be the path to edit a user. So here's settings here on line 17 on my screen, and as you can see we just have a holding piece of text or a little stub here. So we want to change this to be edit underscore user underscore path brackets current underscore user. There we go. Okay, let's save that. Now all that should be working, and if you want, fire up your server to test it out. Let me just check over everything we have here. We've added in the settings link, we've created a new edit form, and we have our user controller with a new edit action. And as I look at this here, I see at user hyphen, that should not be hyphen, that should be an equals. There we go. Perfect. Save that, and we're ready to go to the next lesson where we're going to look at unsuccessful edits and how to handle those. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you there.